everybody. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, it's bad. Oh, I do it also.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Doesn't work the second time. I don't accept the second clap. Yeah, it doesn't count. It doesn't work. Anyway, look, I'm going to have to bring on the host now. Right? So it's kind of an exciting thing. We don't usually do this, but the host is very sort of the host is very shy, and he doesn't like sort of being in front of big crowds. So he likes to sort of be enticed up on stage, right? He likes to feel loved. He likes to feel that you, madam, are going to love him. I mean, not naughty, ooh. Although maybe naughty, ooh. My voice is all around you now. Please stop. Please stop, yeah? Everyone heard that? And look at me, I'm stopping right now. I'm going to bring up on stage the host of your evening. So everybody, please give a big round of applause. Come on, give it to me now. Clap, 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 clap. Yeah. Keep it going. Keep it going. You want to go on stage. Keep it going, okay? Keep it going on stage. Alright? Yeah, we doing alright? Yeah, good. We're having fun tonight, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're already having fun. Max is having fun. There's only 70 people extra to make have fun, but that's fine. Now, yesterday was a very special day. Do we know what it was?
Polish independence.
Sunday.
Sunday, or... Okay, Sunday, or...
Polish Independence Day.
Polish Independence Day, otherwise known as Poland's birthday! Yeah! Which means that before we get started, we all have to sing a very special song. For Poland, and Poland can hear you. Even in this place, Poland can hear you. Okay, so you all have to sing with me. And you know the words to this song, right? Yeah, happy birthday, yes? Stop, stop. 100 lat, 100 lat, niech żyje, żyje nam. 100 lat, 100 lat, niech żyje, żyje nam. Jeszcze raz, niech żyje, żyje nam. Niech żyje nam. Magic. Oh, well then, Poland, everybody, happy birthday. Finally got to 100. That's the longest it's ever lasted before. Oh, that's cute, isn't it? It's very cute. Now, who here has been to an open mic before? And who here has never been to an open mic? You impress me. I do not laugh at you. You impress me. Okay, well, there was also a lady at the back who did the thing. Hello, I saw you waving your hand. Don't wave your hand! Clap! It's always about clapping. Comedians are very neurotic people, and if you do not clap, we do not know that you love us. Madam. See? No, I didn't make a very... I was going to say a no became a yes in less than a couple of minutes, but no! That is not the mindset you should be having, no. But comedians need clapping. They do not need standing in class or waiting for the bus or, no, we don't need that. We need clapping. So let's make sure that we can all do a clap. And I understand this for some of you not been before. Also, you raised your hand even though you've been here before. You're performing on stage for like the third time. Yeah, but clearly you need to learn. So I'm just going to sort of show you how to do it, right? The way that all of my lovely comedian friends, the way that they love to be welcomed up on stage is like this. Now, this is going to be tough for some of you. Everybody do this. I mean, everybody do this! I can see that you're not doing it! I'm not yeah, and you? So with them not even looking at me, yeah? Yeah, I mean, you don't want to be here, yeah. Okay, yeah? Everyone else, do this. Now you get the other hand and you do this. Yeah, okay, but not quite so sort of like in the Soviet style. Yeah, but genuinely clap. It makes everybody feel happy, it makes everybody love themselves. But we don't do it on stage, we've been warned about doing that, it's fine. We won't do it, it's alright madam, we won't love ourselves on stage. No one will love anyone on stage. No, but it will be fine, don't worry, the fact that none of you are laughing is perfectly normal because I am the host. Now, who here is from England or not from Poland? Is the a lot of English people in there. And who is from Poland? Give me a woo. Yeah.
Clapping on woos, make your mind up.
Yeah. Now look, I'm hoping that everybody here has fun, and the point of tonight is that we have an inclusive atmosphere, right? So even when someone's not very good, like me, you should still give them the clap, 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 but not with a patronising face, madam. At least fucking pretend, yeah? Clap, 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 well done, get off stage, then I come back, then you lose the patronising face. It helps everybody sort of understand how things are going, right? Okay, and so the way that things work, in case anyone's never been to an open mic night before, is that everyone has 5 minutes on stage. That means they get a free drink. Oh, yes, the one alcoholic in the room cheering. Everyone else, for some reason, completely silent. Do we have a room of teetotal people, or is a free drink exciting for some people in the room? Largely just the alcoholic woman over there still clapping now, right? That kind of makes me sort of sad, but fine, whatever. Now, I'm going to give you an example of comedy for 5 minutes, and both of those things should be taken with the air quotes that they are delivered with, right? So it may well be funny, but it may not be funny. And do you know why it may not be funny? It's because I have spent the last 3 to 4 weeks working night shifts. Oh, there's a lovely enclave of people over here who are buying into the show, right? The problem is that they are far left of where I'm standing, and the vast majority of people who are completely silent and have this kind of shitty look on their face are all sitting in the front. Right? So maybe if you musical chairs, let's swap. If she comes over here and all of you go over there, then it will make it work, right? And we all have to work together, okay? Because if you don't laugh, it won't be fun. If you don't laugh, it won't be fun. If you don't laugh,
I will.
be more like you. Now, what was your name? Ola. What was your Ola? Ula. Ooh. Yeah. I'm being fed most of my lunch on stage, so it's yeah, Ula. So how was your week, Ula? It was Ula's week was Yeah. What did you do on your week? Ula. What did you do on your week? Ask the question. You went to work. Yeah, well, I went to work. I mean, that's where this is going. But did you not do anything else? Fine, okay, fine. What did you do this week?
I was studying.
You were studying. What was your name? What?
Classic Polish.
What's the difference?
The difference is because they're sitting in the front. They're sitting at the back. No, it's fine. So what do you study, Ola? History. What kind of history? What's your favourite history? Seriously though, what's your favourite history? I'm asking for a reason. Well, the crowd interaction portion of the show is going well. So, if that means if I go for a third female, then they will almost certainly be Kasha, right? So, what's your name? And you fucking better tell me it's all right. Ines? Right, okay, never mind. Let's just leave that whole bit alone, and I'll tell you about my bit, because my week was supposed to sort of be worse than yours, but it sounds like you've had 2 pretty shit weeks, right? Yeah, but I spent my entire week working from home at night, and as a comedian, it really does, as you can see, make it very hard to make anything funny. You know, you don't speak to anyone for like 600 hours. You spend all of your time just staring at a flat screen. Nothing interesting happens to you except that sometimes you put your password in wrong, or the coffee runs out. And that's what life is for me all the time. Sorry. I felt it coming and I forced it out. That's what happens, right? But no, so I spent all this time working at home, nothing to stimulate my brain, and I'm sitting there at 2 a.m. and you know what happens, what always happens, because this is what people do comedy about, isn't it? People do comedy about things that people can relate to. Do you want to go front row seat, man? Yeah. People can do things about stuff that people relate to. And now what people relate to, right, is watching YouTube. People say that you've been up all night watching YouTube, every night, all night. The only thing you can do is watch YouTube because, oh, there's an automatic play button. Oh, if you fall asleep and then you wake up an hour later, oh, Titanic, yeah, oh, it gets exciting. But you don't know how you got there anymore, and you can never find the video again. Except for now they have this whole history thing, and you can just go back and click on whatever you clicked on before. But that's not part of this. This is a set from 2007, and you better bloody believe it, right? So, what I was enjoying, I mean, you look like I'm about to kill you. And that was supposed to be funny for everyone else, like I'm not going to kill her. Halloween was like 2 weeks ago, guys. It's time, it's Poland's birthday yesterday. I'm not going to ruin that by killing someone called Ola. Like, that would at least sort of quarter the amount of Olas in the audience right now. I'm not going to do that. But I was watching YouTube, and I was watching YouTube for 3 weeks! And there's not that much on YouTube! You think there is, but a lot of it is just boring shit. And when you fall asleep every single night, and you wake up and you see, oh, real-time sinking of the Titanic animation? Oh, he's not been planted there, he's seen it though. And oh my god, I watched the whole 2 hours and 44 minutes of the fucking thing. Right? 2 hours and 44 minutes of watching a camera spin around a pretend boat like this. As the boat went down like this. And I knew the boat was going down from the second it started! Because it's the Titanic, everything! It's always going down! It's always going down! And that upset me. Because, when I was watching it to start with, it only has 3 different audio tracks. One of them is... which is A, the funny one, and B, the engines of the Titanic. But after about sort of 35 minutes, they turned the engines off. That's what they came up with a little note. Stop. But then, at about 44 minutes, a band came up on the top of the deck and they were like, well, you know what we should do? If the boat is sinking, we should play everyone else. And for the next hour and a half, it is beautiful classical music as you watch. And it is fucking terrifyingly sad. Especially because at one point it starts singing Oh Danny Boy. Does anyone know that song? Yeah. Oh Danny Boy, the boat is sinking. It's awful. Genuinely awful. Because just as he says, are sinking, they had a second of the third audio track of the night, which is people screaming. Because at that point, people started jumping in, and the towers were falling down, and thousands of people were dying. dying, and they thought, oh, do you know what we should do? Is we should reanimate all of those people and put in an awful soundtrack. Until it finally goes underwater. At 4 a.m. in the middle of a night shift week for 3 weeks, and all I can think about, all I can wake up when I go to bed at 6 a.m. Oh, the Titanic! I'm drowning! Ah! Where's the girl that I said I wouldn't shower her? It's on there. Fucking no. Wait a second. I really would love for you not to offer to take the microphone from me. I know this isn't going brilliantly well. But I believe that I'm probably more qualified to do it than you are. Well, apparently no one else agrees. Yeah. So, I mean, that went on for a little bit longer than usual, but then where's the girl that I said I wouldn't scream at? Is it you there, madam?
They're in the back then.
Sorry, they're in the back. Yeah, the people that I said I would. Ah, hello! I said I wouldn't scream at you, and you stood far enough away that when I scream at you, it sounds like someone else speaking normally. It's perfectly fine, right? But yeah, so that's been my week. It's been pretty tough. I don't know really how to deal with it. I don't know how to make comedy about it, clearly.
Probably, yeah.
It makes me...
Or something else.
Oh, yes.
Or maybe would be incredible, but I think
Yeah, you do need to follow through with that, otherwise it's gonna end up looking worse on you, even if I can't think of a pithy put down to put it down with. It's gonna end up looking worse on you if you say, I think. Anyway, let's bring to the stage our first performer of the night. Let's give a big round of applause to everybody's favourite local table. Everyone's favourite brilliant comedian. Clear, marinated.
I never knew I'm the queen. How's everybody doing? Great, great. You're all warm enough. Don't you just hate it when you move to a new place and you get out of work but you still have in your head your old routine how to get back home? You know, like, oh, silly me, this is not where I live anymore. But it's too late, you're already boarding a flight to Kiev. On as many flights as I have been, yeah, by the way, I'm Ukrainian. Forgot to mention that. On as many flights as I have been to Ukraine, it's always the same thing. Everybody is looking at everybody like a piece of shit. Everybody, all the time, like, ooh, move, babe, I'm flying. Bitch, we're on the same economy class Wizz Air. Easy there. You think you're fancy with your fancy suit and your fancy bag matching your colors? You're just a bus driver with extra buttons. Nothing in the world says Ukrainian business class like a plastic glass of whiskey at 7 a.m. And then when you land in Ukraine, when you fly from Poland and you land in Ukraine, you clearly know where are the Polish people and where are the Ukrainian people. Peoples, yes. You clearly know who is where, because the Polish people start clapping. And the Ukrainian people have a look on their face, why are you clapping? We landed in Ukraine! Yeah, that thing. As you understood, right? Last week I had a flight from Poland to Kiev. And I had to get from Kiev to my hometown to pick up my parents who were afraid to cross the border themselves. And they just needed me to be in the car to feel safe, because I can talk with the border police. And you know how it is when you're passing through the country, through villages, and you see all these places, you pay attention to the details. This is like one-floor places. And you look at it, oh, look at it, look at this cafe, or look at this club. This must be the most popular club in this village. How would I know? By the amount of bloodstains in front of it. And then my parents arrived here, and I just remembered to myself this classic routine of all the tourists. Oh, I don't want to go to the place where all the tourists go. I want to go to a place that's authentic. And these are the same people that later get offended that the menu is not in English. Yeah, right? Is it... Ben forgot to start with what he was supposed to announce everybody as.
Give me a fucking break, man!
Yeah, well, apparently Ben was supposed to say, what would you want to give as your gift to Poland? To which I wrote, leave. Which wouldn't really go well at the Ukrainian Open Mic. By the way, I'm hosting Ukrainian Open Mics every second Thursday of the month. In the Ukrainian Culture Center. Yes, we have a culture center. Paid by the Germans. Yeah. So, is it a good time to talk about the Independence Day, right? Everybody had a day off yesterday? No? What, you were marching? I prefer to stay home at that day. I know. And look at me, I'm okay. Then I'll ask a question, like maybe you have the answer to this. Why? Like the technology is so advanced now. Like we are at this level of development, and some certain groups of people, they have lots of money, If we can combine these two, my question is, why do nationalistic groups never make DNA tests? For the people that want to enroll with them, why do they still use the methods of medieval Europe? By looking at you. Why is it like that? Why are they still saying, well, this man is blonde with blue eyes, and his father is blonde with blue eyes. That makes this man the father of his son. Accepted. This man is ginger. His father is bald. That makes his mom a whore. Ladies and gentlemen, I have just married you the whole world.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Right, let's move swiftly on. The second performer is from America. And yes, Phil was right. I forgot to do my little thing that I was going to do beforehand, but that was my fault. You shut up. When I asked him what he would give to Poland for his birthday, he said, hilariously, socks. Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, everybody, welcome on stage, Brendan James!
Good evening, nice to see all you lovely people again. Y'all enjoy your day off today, Sviats? Where are you? Okay, good to see you didn't disappear like a sneaky little Ukrainian. But, yes, so I'm very thankful for today, the day off that we had as so graciously given to us by His Honorable President, Andrzej Duda. It was a bit of a late go. It was the 11th hour we found out. It was all in the news last week. Will he sign the document giving us an extra day off? Won't he? It was like the worst episode of House of Cards ever. But I mean, I gotta give him credit. Peace has been promising Dobro's Miana good changes for a long time, and this is actually one of them. So, good on you. Don't, let's not make that fair. But speaking of something else that needs to be changed, near my house, a lot of people have been getting killed lately. Let me explain. Near the tram stop nearest my place, there is a church, and in the past 6 months, 2 people have been killed by trams. 2 people, and I mean grisly, decapitationist deaths. I mean, it's really ugly. And I get it, because there's a church, but then there's no crosswalk, so you gotta try as fast as you can to get across the street. But for some people, that didn't work. Now, I'm a big believer in fixing what's broken. You see, if there is a crosswalk, there are people trying to cross where there's none, then by God, there should be one. Now, that's one solution to the problem, but my solution to the problem is that we should just abolish the Catholic Church. I mean, come on. The power of Christ apparently compels you to die! Yeah, y'all were feeling that. Anyway, speaking of trams. I love y'all, thank you. Thank y'all. But, yeah, speaking of trams, who got here by public transport this evening? Woo! Yeah? Gotta love that MPK, gotta love it. On those newer trams, which are great, I'm not even gonna lie, I love trams, I love them, even when there's a guy puking next to me, I don't care, I love them. But on those newer trams, you have the video screens, right? And they show you all sorts of information and a bunch of public service announcements. And you've probably seen one of these lately. It's a little animation of things that you should not do while on the tram. And you see one of them, they get on there, a guy comes on with a big giant backpack, and he's carrying it, and he's bumping into people and like smacking them in the face with it. And people are getting angry and they don't like it. And that's understandable, but there's a social media element to this commercial where it comes down in a little stamp, 9,874 dislikes, 2 likes. Who are those people? What do they do with their lives? Do they trick people for fun? Do they pray for death? Do they pray for the death of other people? And then get killed by a tram crossing the street? Trying to leave the church? I don't know, maybe. There's also that one about approaching strange dogs, like your child shouldn't just go up there and pet a dog. You should ask the owner, it's all right. And I appreciate that. But what about, where's the PSA about dogs approaching strange people? I hate animals! I know that doesn't make me very popular. But, anyway, I know that it's pretty tough because, I don't know, I'm just going to end this. Go ahead. Thank you very much.
Brother James, everybody, Brother James. Now, Brendan was talking there about public transport. Yes, I'm going to talk again, I'm sorry, everybody. But I didn't come here by public transport today. And it's not. Is there any point in carrying on? We're going to do it.
Carry on! Carry on!
I got here by Uber, but only just, right? I had the worst Uber trip I've ever experienced today. And I know this is a kind of standard thing that every comedian in Rostock talks about. And I don't want to sort of seem like that guy as well, but this guy turned up and I had said in my thing, take me from near the airport where I live and drop me off near Novel Horizonte Cinema. We all know where that is, yeah? Just around the road, yeah? Now, when he picked me up, I immediately got an inkling that he might not know perfectly how the app worked because he was using the Google Maps thing, right? He was using the Google Maps. And so I got in the car and he was like, привет. And I said, yes. And then he just pressed the Google Maps out, but he didn't say, I picked him up. So he started driving away, and I was looking at my phone and it was saying, oh, he's nearly collected you. He's nearly collected you. I was like, well, I'm in the fucking car. We drove away, and then I look at his navigation system, and it's taking him out of my street, around the roundabout, and then back into my street. and we got around the roundabout before I thought this must just be a joke. And then we were driving back towards my house. You could see where he picked me up, and I said, expression, do you speak English? He said, I said, well, I wanted to go to Novel Horizonte. And he said, yeah, graniczna. I was like, no, that's where you fucking picked me up from, you prick. He's like, no, the app doesn't say thing. I was like, well, it does if you fucking press the button that says you pick me up. He
you're sitting in bed.
Take me a fucking Oreo or something!
And that got him a 4-star rating. Because I will not be taken around my area before without being taken to my place quickly. I don't know what that last time was, never mind. Next person up on stage, everybody, yeah! We are welcoming on stage an American who said that for Poland's birthday she would give them her comedy set. So I would like to welcome up on stage, Evelyn!
Can you all hear me? Yay! Sometimes my voice isn't quite picked up on the microphone. I do talk kind of high pitched. So, this Saturday, day before Valentine's Day, was my birthday. And I know that women were supposed to be really coy about our age, we're supposed to be ageless, and we're supposed to tell our age. Fuck that. I'm 37. I know this whole age bias thing, fuck it, I'm gonna get now by telling you my actual age. And, as Ben said, for Poland's birthday, I'm going to give to you jokes about the Czech Republic. First, here, is anyone Czech? Okay. Anyone Slovakian? Okay, totally covered, all my bases, perfect. So, before I lived in Poland, I lived in the Czech Republic, a little town called Karlova. That's where I did my student teaching at for my English degree. And it was a really lovely city. Very beautiful, kind of small, kind of boring. And that's when I discovered, so for people in Poland say, oh, Polish people are cranky, Polish people are just, they're not very, they're not always in a bad mood. Polish people are positively cheerful compared to Czech people. Because the first thing is difference in language, because Polish and Czech are very similar, except in how people react to a foreigner speaking their language. I discovered this the hard way. When I was in Poland, I could sort of like cough out some words, sort of say, chciałbym, and point at them while like, okay, the foreigner wants something. Let's point, maybe vodka, no, pivo, no, okay. And they work with me, because most people are cool like that. Not so much in Czech. I discovered that if you don't get Czech words perfectly, you're not going to get what you want. The first time I discovered this, it was after a bar drinking. A lot of these stories involve alcohol. Oh well. So after bar drinking, and I was wandering home to the tram stop, and I passed, again, small town, the one little French fry place in town. I'm like, oh man, you know what? French fries, awesome. So I go to the desk and I say in what I think is my best Czech, "Karaoke, proceed." And the guy does this. And doesn't react at all. Fuck, I did something wrong. Okay, maybe I'll try it again, but a little louder. "Karaoke, proceed." And he does this. And doesn't react. I'm like, shit. So this time I'm like, okay, I'll take out the exact amount for French fries, put it on the counter, and then point to the sign behind me that has the menu. Like, karaoke. Karaoke. And yes, I can't roll my R's. Oh well, like, and still, he's not even reacting, not even blinking, not even anything, like, shit. Okay. Cycling through, what else? Other words do I know for French fries? Okay. Fritki? Chimnaki. Patatas? Papas fritas? Pommes frites. Pommes frites? Wait. You recognize the French word for fries before the whole fucking word? Yeah, yes, it's in chat. Finally, pommes frites, I got them. Another time, so there was this little, and I would go to this place about 3 times a week. It was really close to the school I worked at, and this is how I learned that I was really American, because I really wouldn't take no for an answer. Because at 60 seconds, perfect. So I always wanted to get the same thing, which was soup. And so I would go, I'd pick up my tray, spoon, and the soup bowl and hold it up and smile and hope the fuck they would realize that in fact what I wanted was soup in the bowl. This concept was difficult. And even if I tried to say the Czech word for soup or the Polish word for soup, they would just stare at me. And one day the guy, he was like, hold up, I get the soup bowl, hold it up and soup up, prosím. Guy stares at me. Fuck, I'm doing it wrong again. Okay, so I'm going to point at the soup thing, which is like right on the other side of the counter. And he offers me the rice, he offers me the vegetables. And finally he just shrugs and walks away, like clearly dealing with this person's too difficult. And so, how do I know I'm American? Did I leave and find another place where the guy was such an asshole? No. I got on the counter, reached over the glass guard for the soup tureen, and then he realizes, oh fuck, she's really wants soup, and then the next thing what I wanted, and turns back around, gives him the soup, but fuck's sake! Anyway, that's all the jokes I have. Thank you.
And your applause out, everybody! Woo!
Okay, the next person on stage will be an American Polish person, an Ameripole. Yes, not no, yes is the answer. I know who it is, don't tell me who it is. This guy has been coming here quite regularly for the last few weeks and is very funny, unlike moi. He will introduce you, but, he will introduce you, he will entertain you, and he is doing well. He will entertain you with his stories of American Polishness. For Poland's birthday, he would give them a Pacific Island. Oh. Everybody welcome on stage, David!
So my jokes today, a lot of my jokes will be about kielbasa, Polish sausage. If you've had kielbasa, can you clap for me? So I like kielbasa. I think it tastes good, and I have no problems with eating kielbasa, but what I do have problems is what happens after you eat kielbasa. Because when you burp kielbasa, it basically tastes and smells exactly the same as fresh kielbasa. This is a serious Polish problem that I like to call kielbasa burp. I grew up in I grew up in Philadelphia in a Polish neighborhood. Where I lived, there were a lot of Polish people. You didn't even need to speak English where I lived. And there were so many Polish people where I lived that every day at school, I could smell kielbasa burp. Or they just had fresh kielbasa in their pocket, which is also possible. There were so many Polish people where I lived that we actually had a Polish gang in our neighborhood. I don't know why that's funny. It's true. But the Americans would call them the kielbasi posse. That's true, by the way. There were so many Polish people where I grew up that when I met someone and I told them that, yeah, I'm Polish, their reaction was kind of like, another one? And that all changed when I moved to Florida. I was a teenager when I moved to Florida, and there's almost no Polish people in Florida. So when people would find out that I was Polish, it was a totally different reaction. They'd be like, wow, you're Polish? That's awesome! And I was like, why? And I had to deal with the same stupid questions all the time. This is how it goes. You're Polish? Yeah, I'm Polish. So you're from Poland? Yeah, I'm from Poland. So do you speak Poland? Yeah, I speak Poland. Like, the entire country of Poland just like comes out of my mouth. It's like a cat's hairball. Just like you never know when Poland's gonna come out. It's a real question I got all the time. Let's see, what was I gonna say after that? Yeah, I was gonna say that people treat you differently when they find out that you're an immigrant. There's a saying in the United States when you're not from the U.S., they say that you're fresh off the boat. Fresh off the boat. I did not know that was a saying. And many years ago, someone found out that I was born in Poland, and she was like, oh, so you're fresh off the boat? I was a little offended. I was like, no, we took an airplane. I genuinely thought she imagined that I was like on a boat in the 1920s, like this little 5-year-old Polish kid. I could like see the Statue of Liberty, and I was like, America, I want to be a real American boy. I think the weirdest thing that happened to me because I was a Polish immigrant was one time while I was having sex with a girl, in the middle of sex, she said, oh yeah, give me that Polish sausage. That's not sexy. That's disgusting. I imagine that if she gave me a blowjob, later on she would have kielbasa hook. And I was like, what if I was Japanese? And she'd be like, oh yeah, give me that sushi roll. Like, I feel like it would be very inappropriate if I was like, I don't know, going down on, let's say, a Russian girl, and I was like, I love that Russian caviar, it's so fishy. Yeah, that was a gross one, I agree. So, like, what if I was with, like, a Mexican girl? Could I just be like, I love that taco, yeah, give me that salsa. The salsa part would be extra gross if you were on a period. Like, would you like some sour cream with that taco? Alright, so those jokes ended in a really gross way, so I apologize. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you very much.
I mean, disgusting game, everybody! Disgusting game! Now, I have to ask a question. Is a man called Nikhil in the room? Oh, he is? Okay, fine. Well, wait, I've got an inspiration. Yeah, no, I mean, not that way, but just get ready. Yeah, come on. Yeah. Okay, so a man who saw fit not to come to the host to tell him that he's here. Everybody, please welcome up on stage a man who would not give a present to Poland because he didn't come early enough to tell me what he'd give. Please welcome Nikhil!
Hello. First of all, belated Happy Diwali. It was a Diwali last week. It's like a Hindu Christmas without Santa. And being Indian in West is quite tough. You know, you guys are creating so many stereotypes for us. The moment you guys start speaking to an Indian, you are expecting us to speak in a handshake, like something like this. But we don't do this much now. We know that you guys are laughing on this. So we stop that. And the stereotype you guys are creating for us that we are hardworking people. I don't know, we are lazy as fuck, man. The hardworking people are Japanese people, they're Asian, they're Japanese, their favorite sex position is doggy style. So they can put the laptop and they can still work without accent. So, another stereotype you guys carrying for us is we are religious. Hell yeah, we are religious. I tell you one case. If you guys take a domestic flight in India, like you travel from Delhi to Mumbai or somewhere, there will be an old religious uncle. He will stand up and he will shout, "Hail Lord Krishna, Hail Lord Ganesha." He will just shout. It's like a chant for the safe landing, for the safe travel destination, blah blah blah. I'm atheist. I don't know whether God exists or not, but I don't want to take any risk. I just say, well, hell yeah, man. Hell Lord Jesus, hell yeah, hell Mary, hell yeah. But I always wonder what will happen if an old Muslim uncle sitting in the first row, he will stand up and shout his slogan. I don't know about the others, but that guy will definitely not make to his destination. He will be first anyway. But apart from this, even like being a dark-skinned Indian is quite tough. Because first, like people will judge you like whether you are from Africa or whether you are from India. The first thing they will do. I was standing at the bus tram station, and African guy came to me and he asked me, how old are you, Baba, or something. I said, Shakra Panamia with balls. He said, no, I'm speaking Yoruba or something. I said, what the fuck Yoruba is? He said, it's a Nigerian language. Why the fuck you are speaking Nigerian to me? Look at my hair. He said, no man, you got a really nice hair. How did you get the hair from? Fuck off man, I'm Indian. Oh, you're Indian? Are you sure? Okay, like I have been asked many times before by the white people, by the people, but now the African guy asked me, I said, man, now I have to ask my mom, for sure. Fuck you, guys, fuck you. I asked whether I was adopted or what. Fuck you. But my mom has a perfect destiny on. Like she's 5'8", so 5'8" inch tall. I saw all the photos, she was so into sports and all those stuff, she's slim. And my father is ugly as fuck. Big belly, and when I see these guys together, when I see my parents together, I always wanted to say my father, well done bro, well done. Yeah, this was my time, thank you so much.
Good everybody, okay, see, people will be funny, I told you, you just have to wait. Now, everybody, get excited because the next person that's coming on stage is from America. Cool America. Yeah, cool America. But he's a real American, not like Dave and his Polishness. This guy is from the most American part you can come from. They steal cars that they make there and then they burn them in the city and they burn everything in the city. Detroit is shit. But he's a very good friend of mine, so don't tell him that I said anything bad about him. Please welcome up on stage, everybody. Deep.
Well, so nice to see you. I didn't think I would make it through the weekend, not because of the holiday, but because I got hit by a car on Friday night. A dumb lady in a tiny Toyota hit me in the crosswalk. I know those of you who don't speak great English are wondering, where on his body is his crosswalk? But I'm talking about the part of the street where you can cross the road. And it's weird because I had read articles and seen news reports for years that Japanese manufacturers were killing Detroit, but I did not know they were going to literally kill Detroit. Jesus Christ. I was watching like Ben. I spent a lot of time on YouTube. Unfortunately, unlike Ben, I don't get paid for it. I was watching a thing on YouTube, which was originally on a channel called TLC. For those of you who are not American, it means the Learning Channel. You'll see why this is ironic in a minute. It's called My Strange Addiction. And there was a boy, a man boy, who was named Nathaniel. Now anyone named Nathaniel in 2018 is going to be a bit of a weirdo. This guy was, so prepare yourselves. He was in a relationship. Nathaniel was in a committed relationship. Nathaniel was in a committed sexual relationship with his Chevrolet car. Now, it's kind of a fucked up thing, but you know what? That's fine. You know, he can do whatever he wants to do. But the weirdest part about it was at some point during the film, the narrator came on and said, Nathaniel only rarely lets his friends drive his car. You know, because I only rarely let my friends fuck my girlfriend, apparently. I don't know what this guy is thinking, but yeah, whatever. You know, to each their own, I guess. So they cut to a point in the video where they're going to their favorite location for a date. And if you've ever watched American sort of film, they go to that place above the city in the forest where they can look over the entire town and, you know, basically make out and have sex. So as he's driving there, he says, yeah, this is our favorite place for a date. And as soon as they arrive, he gets out of the car and sits down next to it and like hugs the wheel. I'm thinking, this doesn't make sense. And then I thought, oh no, it makes perfect sense. I mean, he just came at his date, and now it's time for cuddling. It's an odd thing, but you know, it was kind of beautiful because at a certain point they came to the point in the film where they had to talk to the guy's dad. And he was to tell his dad for the first time that he's dating his car. And the dad is actually like super cool about it. He's like, oh, well, I guess if I had been here more when you were a kid, then you probably wouldn't be doing this, huh? And the guy just took the dad. I kind of feel like this guy Nathaniel's playing a really long game because we find out like halfway through the name of his car. It's Chase. So not only is he having sex with a car, he's having gay sex with a car. And this was filmed in the south part of America, and I just think that he's playing this extremely like complicated mind game with his parents. And then like in a year, he's gonna come out to his parents and say, oh, listen, Mom, I'm dating Marty now. But it's an actual human. And his dad can say, you know what, I may have a gay son, but at least he's not fucking his car anymore. I can see how he kind of gets it confused, because a lot of us talk about machines, especially cars, like she. Like she's a beauty. She's not as pretty as my old one, but I still love her. She grips like crazy when it gets wet, you would not believe. But, you know, a lot of American men, they think that the most important thing you can have with a car is to be the first driver that car ever has. Because we think of it like a woman, you know? It's always better to be the first person a woman's ever had sex with, because there's nothing to compare it to. But if we're all honest, you know, it's probably okay if you go used for the first couple of times. You're not going to know the difference, really. Everybody has that friend who knows all about cars. And they'll tell you if you want to have a really wild drive, you need to find a car that has a bad relationship with its father. There's some businesses you can go to if you're trying to get a new car, or if you're trying to cheat on your own car. And, you know, they're lined up and they're washed and they're waxed. And if you say the right things, you can take one home for a test drive over the weekend. That's not all it is, though. That's not all it is. I want to tell you guys one more thing, because I feel like, despite what Evelyn had you all respond with, I think that your reactions are telling me that you are Czech. So, there's a Czech company that's called Skoda, and they sell a car that is called Superb. It's not called the Super B. Americans made a car called the Super B in like 1971. It was super impractical. It only had 2 doors, a gigantic engine. It was only available in orange and yellow, and it had cartoon bees on the side, so you didn't know if it was advertising for a car or a box of Honey Nut Cheerios. That's all my time, bro. So thank you very much.
Everybody, damage everybody! Super B is also my nickname. That's all I've got for the interlude in this one, yeah? So, everybody, please join me in welcoming on stage a man from Morocco who can do better accents than I can, or so he thinks. Because I can do some pretty good accents, like, I can talk like where I come from England, you know. I don't have to be England, but I'm going to do this one from Newcastle. And now, everybody, welcome on stage a guy called MGF. MGF, yeah, I don't even know his name.
I have one question to you guys. Do you know what is nice about being sober? You answered the question, right? Yeah, nothing. I'm always sober, but it's because of the fact that I like to read books. You know, I go always to libraries and buy such books like How to Learn Polish in Less Than 5 Minutes. You should have smoked all hashish and wheat plantations we have in Morocco in order to write that. Yeah, I was like trying to find a book like that, and one of the guides that I found was How to Become Vegan or Vegetarian in Less Than 1 Second. Well, I grew up in a country that used to eat shawarma in the morning and kebab at night. So, that's not possible. By the way, any vegetarians in the house? Are you sure that you're not Indian? Well, go check your roots. Because maybe your name is Evelina He. Well, first of all, the word, I opened this book and I discovered really weird realities about the vegetarian lifestyle. First of all, the word vegetarian is coming from Hindi language, which means bad hunter. And it's so funny, they have animals in the streets and they are bad hunters. They're like, okay, we couldn't find it, let's hunt the plants. The second thing is vegans can also have political ideas, you know? Like they can be, for example, a gay vegetarian. A gay vegetarian eats only hummus. That's why they are being called homosexuals. Lesbians, for example, don't eat are vegetarians because they don't eat meat. Guys, they give good heads because they were eating nuts. And for sure, there is also fascist vegetarian. It's called lactose intolerant. Well, fair enough. I think that all black people that I met in my life are vegetarians. You know why? Because whenever I look at their pants, there is some kind of weird cucumber that can reach the left pockets of your pants. And it has a really shape like this, you know. At the same time, vegans also have, like as I say, like a really weird lifestyle. But on the other hand, they're always like being funny, you know, because they can also, for example, have some kind of weird thing, like I don't know, some kind of weird names. They go to toilets and they are being called salad shooters. In toilet, you're not shitting, you're salad shooting. So, it's a completely important thing. And how to recognize a vegetarian, for example, in Biedronka or Żabka. Do you know how? They are the only guys that even if they want to buy light bulbs, they check the ingredients. Yeah, there are only two people that do that. The vegetarians and the Muslims. For the Yeshova. Because they don't eat bacon. Well, but apparently my Muslim friends understood that in Poland, pork or wieprzowę is unevitable. Eat it or go back. Well, that's what the guys say in the 11th of November. So we're talking about this, vegans guys, so please check your roots. If you are vegans, do DNA tests, as the guy said before. And always there is one thing, and one question that I want to ask you all. If animals aren't made to be eaten, then why they are made of meat? And thank you so much.
Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to welcome on stage now someone who's come all the way from Poznan. So please put your hands together for Dennis, who is running really fast. Thanks, everybody!
So I don't really like tangled up, and they do that sometimes, you know, just accident. Oh! First of all, let's start this set out. Right. Just want to apologize for being American. It's my fault we're speaking English tonight. It's my fault you have subtitles. It's my fault all these things. I am so sorry. But you're asking like, what am I doing here? Everyone asked me for the whole time I've been in Poland the last couple of years. Why Poland? But very emphatically, like, thank you for choosing, not really sure why. Versus when I was from Los Angeles and people would ask, you know, in Spanish, what are you doing here? And I would say, well, I was born down the street. It's okay, it's okay. Me personally, I love a lot of things in Poland. Were you aware about Polish jokes that we have in America? They're hilarious. They're old street jokes like why did the chicken cross the road? But you just add Polish at the end of it, and it makes it funny. Just gonna steal a couple right now. The Polish firing squad stands in a circle. Why wasn't Jesus Polish? You can't find a virgin and 3 wise men. Why do Polish girls not use vibrators? Because it chips their teeth. It's making this whole country sound attractive, by the way. And so I got here and discovered that you have a tradition on Christmas that is really just cute. You watch Home Alone. Now, in America, we watch some old black and white movie, whatever. It's boring, but it's black and white, so you know it's serious and means something. Here they watch Home Alone, and apparently it's like a real tradition. Like, people actually like it. I'll meet, like, math professors that know nothing about popular culture, and then all of a sudden on Christmas Eve it's, you know, what is Kevin doing? It's Kevin Bus! And then in 2010 they decided not to air it one year, and full-on riots broke out. Like, buildings were burning. People were jumping on fences screaming, what is Kevin doing? And I am embracing it. I don't miss much from my US. I do miss cereal though. You know, breakfast cereal. You pour it in a bowl with some milk over it and eat it 24 hours a day. It's really a staple. But you have cereal here. You have some of the good ones. You like Cookie Crisp, you know? It's cookies in the cereal. And that is considered healthy compared to what I would get, which has like marshmallows in the cereal. I'm finding myself just pouring a bag of Skittles over my muesli just for part of a balanced breakfast. And this doesn't stop there, you know? Like, we have this thing called marshmallows. It's where you take sugar and spin it to the texture where it feels like a boob. Just want to squeeze them. And then you melt those with butter and then pour some healthy cereal over it and make that into your cake. Then you break that up and then pour that back into your cereal for part of a nutritious breakfast. I do miss some cereal. I'll tell you about the commercials, but unless you're from that time era of the 1980s, you're not going to understand anything. And I just realized how much older that makes me every single day. That I'm a man in my almost 40s, walking around telling kids about sugar. And I do blame my mother for all of that. You know, she was the type of mom who would hit my hands to teach me piano. And I'm like, Mom, we don't own a piano. Thank you very much. You got it, John.
Sorry, I can't make it go. Okay, so now we've had a story about Home Alone, and now we get the star. So everybody, please welcome on stage Poland's answer to Kevin. It's Davey.
Yeah, it's never mind that you forgot again what I wanted to give Poland for Christmas. I thought this, yeah, this is a bad idea anyway. So yeah, last week when I was on open mic, something horrible happened. I stole a joke, and I didn't even know I did that. So that makes me a joke kleptomaniac. And this is really horrible because on this day, this was the first day in a couple of months that I actually performed sober, totally sober. And on this day, I committed a crime, I stole something. So, you know, that's why comedy makes you drink, honestly. And, well, honestly, you all being so serious, it makes people forget stuff, dang it. What I want to say? Yeah, some bad jokes about sick leave. Fuck, only Sviat is laughing. So, you know what? On Ukraine, fuck them. You know what? I will tell you one thing that I remember perfectly because it happened not today, tonight, this night. Yeah, perfectly. But no, it actually happened. I had a dream. And on this dream, I had a visitor. A friend. I cannot mention, it was Sviat. And I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. You can laugh. Come on. You can still laugh. It's just, I'm not kidding. I had a dream with Sviat, and it's not this kind of dream thing. He came up to my doors, and I knocked and everything, and I opened the doors for him, and it was so awkward, I totally forgot why I invited him. And I almost cringed myself out of sleep. It was really, really a bad situation for me. So I was like, yeah, fine, come on, dude, let's do some stuff. And we sat on a couch, which was, I didn't even fucking ask for a coffee or something. Do you want a coffee? I didn't give a fuck about it. Just sit on the couch. I sat next to him. Cool. What do you want to do? And he wasn't really helpful because whatever I proposed, he was like, nah. So maybe, I don't know, maybe let's watch something. Nah. Do you want coffee? Nah. Maybe tea? Nah. Dude, help me! So after some time, I was like, okay, fuck. Please, dude, help me. What do you want to do? And his proposition was quite weird because he said, let's watch porn together. So, yeah, it was kind of this kind of dream, but not really. Kind of this kind of. It didn't end like you think it did. No, it's not. So he asked to watch some porn, and that's a sentence I didn't hear since I moved out from my parents' house. So I was like, fine, dude, sure, it's okay. And I turned on the TV, and for some reason, my brain just figured out, yeah, you have only 2 channels. One of them is porn. The second one is Texas porn, whatever that means. Like, welcome to my brain. I thought, yeah, there is porn and Texas porn. And, yeah, let's watch Texas porn, because it sounds more interesting, I don't know. Let's just pop this open. And, yeah, so there we have 2 fucking dudes sitting on the couch, looking at TV. Someone is fucking someone on the TV. And I was like, you know what, I tried to comment something over that movie, because the only thing that is more awkward than 2 dudes watching porn together is 2 dudes watching porn together in fucking silence. And just, you know. That's pretty cool, yeah. Yeah, you know, so then I felt really awkward, and I was like, I have a different idea, just keep in my mind, let's play FIFA. And he was like, okay. And this fucking part really weirded me out, because I didn't even own FIFA. But we did end playing it, and that's honestly it. I wanted to tell more jokes, but then I got awkward, and then I got scared, because all of you look so green. For fuck's sake, today we have a day off. That wasn't planned. It's pretty amazing to learn that you have a bank holiday 3 days before. You know what will happen on like 500 years of Poland? 5 more days of bank holiday. If this will go at that rate, in one day we'll get, fuck it. You're independent. Freedom word. Fuck it. Anyways, thank you very much for being some green sack.
David Morgans, everybody! Now, I do have, unfortunately, to speak because this Thursday we have a fantastic show coming up in Charnicot, just over the road there. The fantastic comedian Daniel Ryan Spalding is coming to Roswell. Yeah! That's right, to Roswell, and you can go and see him. It's going to be fantastic. Anyone here has heard of Michał Błąka, the giant man with a huge blazer?
Yes!
Well, he's going to be there too! And it's going to be great! And also I'm going to be there. And it's going to be a fantastic show! And it's going to be a fantastic show. It's going to be really funny and genuine if you want a great time. The best show that's going to be in Roswell this month. Come to Charnicot, 8 p.m. on Thursday night. It's going to be great. Good luck. Okay. So now I'm going to bring on the second to last performer of the night. I'm going to have to use my book to check his name because I'm a professional. He is called Alex. Please welcome him on stage, everybody!
Thank you again. So I hope you're having very fun time, guys. Can you hear me, right? You hear me well? Okay, good. So again, Happy Independence Day for Poland, Wrocław, Święto Niepodległości. And you know, I was crossing down street near Rynek yesterday, and drunk Asian Polish guy, so he saw me, and he said, like, he saw me and he told me, he asked me, Hinju, hey Hinju, masz tuna? Which in English means, hey Chinese, do you have tuna? Well, I was like, okay, I'm not Chinese, I am Korean, but probably he, couldn't distinguish. But I was like, what the hell? Where I saw tuna? I was carrying nothing, like zero, no bags. But where he saw tuna? I was like, I didn't get it, what it's about. So, when we settle down, when we start families and we have kids, so we're like, probably we want our kids, be proud of us, yeah, as a parent. And it's like, 6-year-old son, he's like asking his mother at early morning. He's like, Mommy? I was like, what it means is secretary? Is it a fish? Secretary is a fish? And his mom is like, no, dear. No, it's a person. Why? Why is it a fish? Well, because yesterday our dad said he was trying at work as secretary for an hour and a half. Well, trying as secretary at work for an hour and a half? Wow, it's like, it's quite long than most of the time it happens. Usually it's 15 minutes. Which means 15 minutes, yeah? So last ladies, you know it better. Nowadays, they say, usually most kids prefer, playing video and computer games to, reading and studying. And what would be the smallest book about ever published in Polish? In Europe, yeah? Like the smallest book, what would it be about? Ever published in Poland, about German sense of humor. Really, it's like, imagine you have this book, like you open it, and then you see inside. 1, 2, 3, all inside. And kaput, only 3 pages. So, but in Polish, do you want to know how it would be in Polish? About the smallest book about the German sense of humor, if it's ever published in Poland. Nikt się nie stało. Which means like, nothing happened, Well, and also I would like to tell you about, Polish language. This really lovely one, yeah. And it's like a guy who was, coming to Poland first time. So like he was like touring around. He saw, like very great sightseeing. He met a lot of new people. He had a really great, experience. He even tried, a Polish cuisine, here of usually and blah blah. And probably flaki maybe. And like he wanted something more, like something special. Because he's Mr. Proper. He's like Arcade Capito. And but he wanted to be like more like make America great again. So he decided to go to local bar and ask some like local dudes for help, like to teach him like some Polish lines to pick up, to impress girls, ladies, yeah. So those Polish dudes, they said, yeah, okay, no problem. You're like Polish guys, you're fantastic, yeah, you're awesome. Let's applause, yeah. Fantastic, awesome Polish guys. So but they told him, okay, let's go for a drink, and then we can talk about it. Yeah? We will teach you some Polish words. Okay, so they did. And like later, our guy, so he saw like this. Well, it's not worth thinking about. It's not a glass of flowers. It was more like, oops, I don't have that. Well, so like he saw someone, so he like tried to approach, and so he tried to speak Polish for the first time in his life. So he was like, cześć, hi, jestem Jeffrey. I'm Jeffrey. Jak się masz? So how are you? And then he really tried his best, to impress that lady, sweet one, and he was about to say I like you, and he said, jesteś powodem mojego wwodu. So which in English means you caused my direction. Well, gentlemen, I wish you make it happen, whatever you do. And ladies, please remember, you're a reason of all our guys' success. Thank you very much.
Everybody, save me from talking to my wife about fraud in the bank. That's the kind of fun life I have. That's why the beginning of it was true, and that's why it connected so brilliantly with you all, I'm sure. Now, I'm about to bring up our final performer for the evening. Is everybody excited to see her? Yeah! Okay, well then, please put your hands together for the Princess of Darkness,
Hello! The Princess of Darkness is gonna cheer you up on Monday. That's nice, eh? I was pissed off when everybody mentioned that there was a day off today. Not for me. I was at work and it's not a joke, I just wanted legitimately to complain. But my biggest dream has always been to make the world a better place. Like in the Michael Jackson song. It's just that at some point of my life I realized that Michael Jackson was delusional because he believed that we can make the world a better place without a global genocide. Yeah. But the world, as we know, is gonna end soon because at some point one country is gonna nuke another country and we will start to live in a post-apocalyptic world. But that's good, we are going to live in a world of tolerance where you may have to eventually eat someone's leg, but nobody will get judgmental about it. Also, in some religious news, on some religious website, and don't ask me what I was doing there, I read recently that the Antichrist is coming to town. Apparently it's gonna start the apocalypse soon. My question is, can I throw a welcome party? Can it be here? Oh, come on. It's gonna be a killing one. Eternal hangover, but it's not gonna be the worst. And anyway, I watched last Sunday a very interesting documentary on YouTube, by the way, about one of the biggest plagues in history. You know, it was at this like tragic pandemic that could have killed even up to 50 million of people. It was called the Plague of Justinian. Great name. It's just that I need to confront my mother next week on where exactly did she take my name from. Because you see, raising me wasn't the easiest thing to do, but how she could have possibly known that before I even spoken my first words. I honestly have no idea, but it's getting too personal. Let's not be too serious today. Well, I've been discovered something recently. I've been always thinking that I understood well people's concern about their personal safety. As surprising as it is, not everybody wants to die. But last Friday I had a real cognitive dissonance, in a sense that I was completely confused because I saw a woman tying up her shoelace, which is a reasonable thing to do if you want to avoid, you know, stepping on your shoelace, falling over, and losing your teeth. It's just that I believe that losing your teeth and broken teeth, it's not going to be your biggest problem when some massive truck spreads your ass all over the street because you decided to tie your shoelace in the middle of it. Oh, come on, guys. That's the best joke I've ever. No. Anyway, there are things more dangerous than that. Conspiracy theories are dangerous. Not the flat Earth, though. Now that I think of it, flat Earth didn't kill anyone. Well, it may eventually kill that guy who keeps on shooting himself in the self-built rockets to space, but other than that, it's a mild deviation. But anti-vaxxing movement, anti-vaxxers, they are dangerous. And I will tell you why. But later. Let's talk first about the smallpox. You know what smallpox is? A very nasty disease. Before being completely eradicated, removed from the planet Earth by vaccines, right? It managed to kill even up to 500 million of people, which, okay, from that sense I should probably support anti-vaxxers, but it's not going to be the case because then they deny science, so, you know, that's unforgivable, but... No pierdolę, no to się przymknij może, to będziesz zamknięty. Anyway, let's talk a bit about anti-vaxxers, a bit more. Have you heard about the measles party?
Yeah.
Do you know what the measles party is, anyone?
Yeah.
Give me a clap so I know if I have to explain. Okay, to those who don't know what measles party is, do you know what Russian roulette is? It's pretty much the same thing, like the measles party. You just replace the bullet and a gun with a nasty virus, right? And old, huge, Russian, scary mafia men with little children. And then, in practice, it works this way, that you take one child that is sick with measles already and dozen of other children who are perfectly fine, just not vaccinated. You put them in the same room and you bet which one is going to die first. Now in practice, it is supposed to make children immune because once they go through measles, they got immune. Right? But I have my own conspiracy theory. I will tell you, and it's not going to be any more cheerful than it was up to now. Basically, I will tell you this, I have my own conspiracy theory. Have you noticed that anti-vaxxers are usually adult, perfectly healthy and vaccinated people? Coincidence? I don't think so. I think that anti-vaxxers are people who were denied abortion. And since it would be rather hard to abort a 5-year-old, they had to find a workaround solution. Hence the measles party. Now, I just have one little suggestion to anti-vaxxers. You know, the measles, it kills only 1 in 1,000 cases. Why anti-measles party? Why not Ebola party? It's much more efficient. And guess what? There's no vaccine for that.
Everybody listening and a horrible message! Right. Well, that's the end of the show. Comment for anyone who wants to get up on stage next time. Get in early, because this week it filled up very fast. The man came and asked me if he could get up on stage. I said, no, sir. It's been funny enough, and we need it for next week. Because it has been funny enough, right?
Yes.
It's been adequate. That is exactly what I got from her, was when I said, it's been funny enough, right? She went, yeah. No, you didn't cry. She didn't cry. She didn't say no. She didn't say yeah. But she loved it. It was great. Everybody come to Daniel Ryan's Sporting Show on Thursday. It's guaranteed to be a fantastic night. And look at all the fun. Everybody, thank you very much for coming. This is World Comedy Night.